Center for Educational Media and the College of Education at Middle Tennessee State University are proud to offer professional development to K-12 educators in Tennessee through our online video library. These videos are aligned with standards set by the Tennessee Department of Education. For more professional development videos, check out our website at cem.mtsu.edu.
I'd like to bring up Ms. Sherry Smith right now. Ms. Sherry Smith is going to talk about Project RAISE in the Tennessee Department of Education. And you know, here in the Collaborative, we have a heart for rural districts because as someone said earlier today, it can get lonely in small districts and small schools and schools that are at a geographic distance away. So I'm real interested to hear about this, and it, again, aligns very nicely with some of our interests here in the Collaborative. So, Ms. Smith, there's your mic.
Thank you. I wanted to thank MTSU again for having this space for us to get together. I've had the opportunity to travel the state over the last 3 weeks with Jamie Grammer, and it has been wonderful. I love school counselors. I love being in a room with school counselors, and so I'm thankful for the opportunity to be here today to talk to you a little bit about Project RAISE, which I am from a rural community. I actually worked 30 years in a rural community, 16 of those as a classroom teacher, and then the last 14 as a school counselor, and the last 4 of those as the lead counselor in my district. And so I come to you with lots of passion about talking to you about what Project RAISE is, what it means, and it is an acronym there for Rural Access to Interventions in School Environments. So this is my contact information, and the QR code that has the little dinosaur guy in it, that's our website to Project RAISE, and then the high one up above is my business card. But please do not hesitate to reach out if you've got questions about Project RAISE. I have also put some literature on Amy's table out here, so if you want to pick some of that up as you're leaving today, you're welcome to do that as well. Or I've got some up here. Please stop by and see me. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this opportunity that we have right now through a grant that was awarded to the Tennessee Department of Ed. It is a $13 million grant that is, it's a federal grant, and it's more like it's geared toward recruitment and retention of school counselors, school psychologists, and school social workers in rural communities. And I'm going to talk to you about how we work with universities and rural districts and interns through this grant. These currently are listed on the board. I know this is a lot of information, but again, if you go to our website, the map is there. So I like visuals. I like being able to see it listed in a map. There's a bigger map on our website, but then it has a list of our 59 school districts that we are currently partnering with. And I'll talk to you a little bit as we go through about how we came up with these districts. Originally, Project RAISE is as I said, it's a $13 million grant. It's a 5-year grant. We're currently in year 2. The first year of the grant, we had 40 school districts that we partnered with, and then last year we added up to 59 school districts. And so how a school district is identified is that they are identified through the state as being a rural sparse district, sparse and weighted. But then also when we reached out to them, they also indicated that they were either using contract services to provide, especially in school psychs and school social workers. They were contracting services, and they had openings in those fields as well as in like school counseling. So they had to have an opening. They had to let us know that they were interested in partnering with us. So if your district is not up here, but you're like, I know we're rural, come see me after, and we can talk a little bit about that process and going into year 3, 4, and 5 of this grant. So some of the benefits of being part of Project Raise for our interns, as I said, we work with the interns, the district, and the universities. Our piece is support. Project Raise is there to support. One of those is financially. So as you can see, since this is a room full of school counselors that I'm talking to here in the room and online today, we pay them a $20,000 stipend to do their internship in a rural community, in a rural school district. So it is a 10 monthly payments that they receive over the year of their internship. And you can see the other disciplines, what the stipends are broken down there as well. We also offer a relocation fund of $1,200. Now, the intern does not have to move. If they choose to stay in the area that they're currently living in and commute, they can still receive that $1,200 stipend. It is a one-time payment. We're not doing mile-to-mile, point-to-point mileage for them throughout the whole year. It is just a one-time payment of $1,200 that they can receive on the front end. 1-year membership to the Tennessee School Counselor Association, and then registration to go to Scally. And we also, this year, were able to reimburse their travel when they went to Scally. And it was super nice to have, school counseling interns that were able to go to Scally through Project Raise, and they came up to the table where Jamie and I were, and they were so excited to be there. And so that was, if you remember, I still get excited going to Scally. It's one of my favorite times of the year is getting to go. And so it's kind of neat to be part of offering that opportunity to some that maybe wouldn't have gotten to go otherwise. Some other benefits, we did some surveys last year, talked to our students, our interns, and they indicated to us that they felt like curriculum, not having the materials that they needed, being in a rural district was an issue for them. It was a barrier. And so that's what Project Raise is about, is trying to remove some of those barriers. And so each of our interns received $250 towards buying materials that help build their library. So when the intern leaves the school district post-graduation and goes into the field, they take those items with them. They're the personal property of that intern at that point. We offer ongoing professional development opportunities. The month of November, here actually in a couple weeks, we are going to do Building Strong Brains training for them. Jamie's going to help us with that. And then Tracy Hall, who is our social worker consultant at the Tennessee Department of Ed with me under Project Raise, we are also going to be part of that training. But it's all online, and we'll be doing those throughout every month. We offer a professional development opportunity, not just for our interns, but then for our field supervisors as well. We have access to experts in the field, and so every month I get to meet with our interns. It is virtual; they're not having to travel, and so actually our next call is on Monday. And so I've got a list of things that we're going to just topics to start the conversation, but it's an opportunity for them to collaborate, for them to have that extra layer of support. So not only are they being supported from the universities, they're being supported in their school district that they're doing their internship, and they've got that state level support as well. So, which is a nice, trying to set them up for success. We have a big kickoff in the summer, and I think this is one of the coolest things that Project Raise does. So the last 2 years, the kickoff has been here at MTSU. I think this year it might be at UTC in Chattanooga. But what we do is we bring in all of our interns. We also bring in the supervisors that they're going to be working with. We brought in administrators in those districts. We bring in supervisors from the districts that are at the central office level. And it's a great time for that intern to start networking, but also for them to shake off some of those fears. Going into a field placement can be very anxiety driven, as you can remember. And so it gives them an opportunity to kind of get to know their supervisor a little bit more, and to network with others as well. So one of the really nice perks that I want to share with you is if you are thinking, well, our school district is up there, I'm not, I would love to be part of this, is if you are interested in being a field-based supervisor, we do offer a $1,200 stipend per semester for whoever the field-based supervisor is. So that person in the district who is working with one of the Project Raise interns also receives a stipend, $1,200 per semester. So if you have them for the whole year, then that money would be yours for the whole year, both of those stipends. You can also see all of the other benefits that I just mentioned that the interns have, we also offer to our supervisors, okay? So the biggest piece that I want to end with here is the considerations for our district. As I said, we're in year 2 of a 5-year grant, and for a district to partner with us, we really want them to realize that there is a post-graduation requirement for this intern. So we want to put our intern in a position where it is likely that this is going to go into a job for them post-graduation. And so our interns are required to do a 2-year post-graduation. They both have to be in K-12 public schools. One has to be a rural district. It doesn't have to be the district that they did their internship in. The other just has to be a K-12 public school setting. It cannot be a third-party contractor, especially that falls more maybe with our school psychologists and our school social workers. It has to be that they have been hired by the school district, because we believe that school employees, those folks that are in those buildings with our kids day in, day out, that consistency, that's best practice for our students, and that's what our students need. And so that is part of what defines Project Raise, as far as, part of the goal is recruitment and retention of these school mental health professionals in rural school districts. We do not define any of the standards as far as the partnership between the university and the intern. That is solely the university sets all of the licensure requirements, graduation requirements. The districts decide whether they're hiring that intern after graduation. We're not involved in those pieces of it. We also don't place interns into a school district. That would be an intern showing interest to come to that area. Part of the reason I've been going to universities and talking to so many universities is to make them aware of this, so that we can get the word out to those students that are in their practicum, getting ready to go into internships, so that they are aware and they can help make those decisions for themselves. One other piece that we have added this year, we had some funds that we could help support in an additional way. And one way that we did that is we offered a $9,999 stipend to our 59 school districts. And you can see 40 of our 59 have taken that opportunity, and they could use that money to recruit school counselors, school social workers, or school psychologists. They could use that money to retain school psychologists. Okay, so for example, in one of the counties I was just at, I went to, they had 3 individuals that they were splitting that $9,999 between. So one supervisor had signed off on a school counselor to receive it. Another supervisor had signed off on 2 school psychologists to receive it, and they were getting stipends at Christmas and at the end of the year kind of thing. But that is another benefit that we have added this year, is trying to help support those rural school districts in being able to retain and recruit folks to come into their area. All right, that is all of my information. I've got our QR code up here that will take you to our website. These are some of our social media platforms. So even if you are not a rural district, if this is something that maybe you're not thinking necessarily pertains to you, please share our information. Anything that you see out there, follow us, like it, share it, so that we get the word out about Project Raise, because we have as much of an opportunity to put 70 interns every year of this grant into rural districts. Okay, so we've got the funds there, the opportunity is there. We just need to help getting the word out. All right. Well, thank you for the opportunity to talk to you today about Project Raise, and thank you. I appreciate it.